Well, some of you might make this seem expected. I'm gonna be doing a tips and tricks video for this. As some of you know from me in game, if you ever seen me, people sometimes ask, "Do you have like Zara? Do you have any tips for me to do better at the game or whatever?" Well, I always respond with no. Well, today that changes. Well, I have a list here, this notepad, where I have at least 8 that I came up, and I'll be listing them right here. So you'll be able to see them, and I'll go over individually each one. So for the first tip, we all know movement. We got WASD, he goes right, he goes left, W goes forward, S goes right. We all know that. We have vaulting, shift, or run. We all know that. Simple. But did you know that PF has its own set of movement systems, as in if you go, well, all FPS has control is to prone, C to get back up, or press crouch when you're standing, or you can press X to crouch, but also if you're running, you hold shift to run, yeah, you just press C, dolphin dive, we all know that. But there's a little secret in this game. Well, if you press space and Z, like sequential order, you get this. As I like to call it, the super jump, as most of the community have known. Mega jump, where it was patched before, where the mega jump was ZZ space. That would literally make you jump from like here up to there, or up to right there. So you'd be like pressing like ZZ space. Well, that would only get you here with the normal jump. Or you could possibly jump that if you time it perfect. Well, the super jump now, it's not barely as hard as the mega jump was, because you had to literally click as fast as possible to get that down. So that's all for the movement part. For the second tip, we have weapon of choice. Based on your playstyle, you would probably want to go like assault rifle if you want to go rush in, take out as many people as possible. I would usually use the ASVAL with whatever setup. I use full sock armor piercing because I love wall banging, because bullets do travel through walls. Warehouse is super nice because everything's wooden, so I love that map. A lot of people low ranks, I've noticed, seeing use the Scar L, it's really busted for some reason. I don't see why. So, but well, as you can see, I used M16 plenty of times. It was my go-to weapon before, but before even the M16, it was the G36, as you can clearly see. Well, sadly the G36 got a nerf, but it destroyed its recoil and all that. It used to be a legit laser beam, but now I've been rocking the Moss because this thing, I don't know, man. To me, you might beg to differ, but to me, this is basically just an unsuppressed ASVAL. Like, you can see the recoil, pretty easy to control, you know? So, feels like an ASVAL. I don't know why, but it just does. Some people like the AKM. My friend Matico has like, I don't know, I think he told me 60k on this, I don't know idea. But I know it's broken. He clearly knows it's broken, so you can beg to differ with that. The new assault rifle, basically just the Canada version of the M16, just way better in my opinion. I just don't use it compared to the Moss now in the ASVAL. Never used the G11, it's garbage can, but it's my opinion. This thing is terrible. For Scout, I've been using this Type 37, which is just basically the grease gun conversion kit. As you can see, it's an ammo type. It was from this latest update. It does lack in fire rate and damage, but I like it. Stable stats, good. Most people can go MP5K, UMP45, sure, why not? M4A1, most low ranks would always stick to this. I've seen new accounts always pick this weapon, because I think the default class when you make a new account rank 0 is like M4, you could correct me, I don't know. But I've seen a lot of people use the Honey Badger. I don't know why they think it's still good. It's terrible. It used to be so much better. Scar PDW, this thing's good. Now they can have long barrel full stock, so it's basically just a knockoff Scar L. X95R, basically just a better version of the TAR 21. It's just a tiny R, basically what it is. I like Jury because it has Flechette now, based on the newest update. Because this thing is a depression machine. If you could see one of my other videos, I've talked about this, shown gameplay. This thing's a suppression machine, but I still love it. Well, support. Most people will be using the Colt LMG. This thing is insane when it comes to armor piercing. 3.7 compared to what the M60 used to be. I think it used to be like 4 or something. It got a major nerf this update. H-bar really broken. L86, you could just break your people's eardrums with this, but it's good that they nerfed the sound. HK21 if you just want to spray, and MG3 completely busted with this penetration depth. Well, for battle rifles, it doesn't really matter what you use. I personally don't use battle rifles. Carbines, I've already went over that. Shotguns are busted, you see. Any of these things you will do good with, doesn't matter. Flechette is your go-to if you like penetration. 3.0 does, but you probably will want to go with A12. To me, that's not the best choice. You probably would want R870 Baz, even though it's super horrible. KS23 is my personal favorite. This thing is broken. It's literally just the shotgun of snipers. Sniper shotgun. What am I saying? But on the recon, my used to go to was intervention. Based on how you play, you could go R700. Well, it's on the slower side. One of my friends, Matt Pack, said it's the worst gun as in snipers. I kind of agree. This thing is extremely slow even with slow pulls, straight pull. BFG, I don't see why people think this is good. I mean, sure, it does 190, but sometimes you get that awful hit marker. But I wouldn't recommend doing this. You have one bullet in the chamber, and it has a 3.6 reload time, both empty and full. And that makes sense. Yeah, 3.6. M107 is just basically just the head cape, but it's semi-automatic, no bolts. So that's that. Well, semi. Whatever. There's Scout, if you love hitting headshots, it will one-shot every single time. All ranges, one-shot headshot. If you go to. AWS, this thing's bad. Don't ever use this. I don't care what you say, it's horrible. The Mosin's got a mini buff. It can have where is it? Straight pull I've always allows you to bolt while aiming, but you can have extended mags. It's extremely slow reload, by the way. But AWM is basically just the AWP. Same gun, just different name, I feel. Dragunov, SVU, this thing's bad trash. If you like slow firing weapons that can semi, one-shot, headshot, all ranges, go to Dragunov SVDS. Well, that's pretty much it for the primaries. My go-to for primaries is 5.7 all around. Except for like certain classes. Cerberus on Scout, Support Tech 9, and Recon M1911. But I would most of the time, if I had to, book 5.7. My friend Zach, or you better know him as Culprits, one of the Stylist mods, uses the Deagle 50. He's a legend basically with this gun. I've seen if you could like see his gameplay, I'll link it at his channel in the description. He headshots after headshot after headshot with this thing. It's insane. He used to be using the L5 because this gun didn't exist then. People would joke around the Zip 22 is good. It's terrible unless you headshot. I used to go M1911, clearly 20,000 kills. I just like 5.7 more. I don't know. Machine pistols, Tech 9, or you want to use the 93R T18. I personally just like the Tech 9 more. Revolvers, I hate all of them, but I like Judge. Orbres, I hate it. Mostly Cerberus. SFG 50 is literally just a more reverse version of the BFG. Sawed Off is completely garbage. Use the DB. And Sega 12U is just a small version of Sega. For melee, I just use Karambit all around. So, based on your playstyle, you can use whatever. You could use Machete, you can use Ice Pick, Axpat, doesn't matter. Well, that's all for the weapon of choice. This was a long segment. Better be ready for the next parts. Alright, so this is the third segment of this video of a mess. It's either your sensitivity or your DPI. I personally run Roblox settings as 1, and my DPI, I'm not lying when I say this, 3000. I know that's kind of high, but I compensate with low PF settings. I go 0.42 for look and 0.707 for aim. It works. I don't know, man. I have a metal mouse pad with speed grips on my mouse. I don't know, man. It works for me. Just depending on how you play, you would rather have slower DPI and faster sensitivity. I don't know. This is just how I play. I really don't have much on this segment, so I'm just gonna go to the next one. Alright. Next part. We got playstyle. I usually personally like to just rush around, get as many kills as possible. I play for kills. That's how I'm ranking 430. Some people like just to hang back. How people would just like go up here and do stuff like camp up here, shoot over there. No biggie, see? But you can go sniper, run sniper, jump up here. You could jump up here, pick up the whole map if it's warehouse. You could see basically every single corner. That's a spawn. Those two buildings are spawns. That's spawn, I think. I know spawns are back there. There's a building back there. People spawn in this general direction. Usually if you're on Ghost, you'll spawn back here. This is where I just spawned. Well, based on your playstyle and based on what gun you use, just from segment 1, not segment 1, segment 2, weapon of choice. It all comes together. Playstyle, weapon of choice. It's just how you play the game and just how good you are in general. I have no else to say about this. Well, that's for this segment. Tip number 5. Literally just play the game. That's what I did. All I did was play, and I got better over time. I know I've been saying it's your playstyle that makes you better, or it's the gun. Personally, that doesn't matter to me. What I've done, I've literally just played, and it just so happened to be rank 400. This, I don't know, man. It just happened. One day I was terrible, logging on the first time, rank 0. 5 years later, I'm 400. I don't know, man. All I did was play. Based on what I've said in the previous sections, yeah, high DPI could help. Low PPI based on how you function. Guns, playstyle, it really doesn't matter to me, but it could benefit to you based on how I worded it or how you take it your way. Just play, man. Practice makes perfect, you know. Okay, tip number 6. Attachments. If you watch come up by my videos, I would always use reflex, muzzle brake, holding grip, blue laser, and AP. Well, based on the gun, some guns have more side-to-side recoil. You would rather put compensator. That reduces side-to-side. Muzzle brake, down. Well, I'm using FAMAS here, you see. It has more side-to-side recoil more than up and down because I can control that with my mouse. Compensator makes it a whole lot easier in my brain and my hands and muscle memory, just to easier control the recoil. So you can see right here, basically nothing. It still wobbles, but not as much. If I take it off, you see just taking off the folding grip and the compensator, you will see a much different result. I mean, it's basically the same. To me, I can see a difference. It kind of goes up, I don't know. Well, you would rather put muzzle brake for vertical recoil, compensator for horizontal recoil. Okay? Holding grip is just the best grip in my opinion. There's a new update that does place that's kind of objectively opinion. There's a new grip called potato grip. Might be the best new grip, I don't know. Better than the folding. People are saying it's literally just an upgrade angle grip. I never used the angle grip, it's always folding. But to me, it's just a better version of a folding grip combined with a stubby or something, I don't know. Well, it has a built-in flashlight, it's just like this egg-shaped thing. Half an egg, I don't know. Well, that's that for a part. Well, that's for assault rifles. Scout, I don't know, same difference. Muzzle, compensator, folding, blue laser. If you want to use shotgun, always go flechette if you want that penetration depth. Like go long barrel if it has it, more muzzle velocity equals more range. Because it's driving faster. See? Bar difference when you take off it on. So that's that. Recon. If you like iron sights, go for it. Go. I'm not really stopping you. Go iron sight sniping. But if you really want to hit those shots easier, you better put on this. You should put on a scope. If you like headshotting, use this thing. I've said before, one shots, headshots, all ranges. TRG got a buff. It's basically just intervention 2 in my opinion. I use the intervention scope, then the NXS 5.522. AMRs, I don't ever use them, but if I would use the TCR, I'm guessing. Muzzle brake, folding grip. This thing has a huge kick upwards. Also AP, but I don't have it on right now. Battle rifles, same difference. This FAL, it's pretty good. Just probably wouldn't put on compensator. I think it has really wiggly recoil, but I'm not too sure. Carbines, these things have barely any recoil to begin with, so you could just reduce it, muzzle brake, compensator, whatever. That's for this part. Alright, ammo types. They've been kind of new. I'm in opinion state. They're not new. Well, this recent update we got more ammo types. More ammo types. But the originals. But armor piercing, hollow point. Hollow point used to be completely broken. Some guns, it would literally go from like, I know for a fact, the M1911, really good with hollow point. Or, this thing was shred, that's why I have 20,000. But hollow point got nerfed. I don't use it as much anymore because I use 5.7. This thing goes 2.2 on the penetration when you go AP. I don't know why, but I love it. So if you want to go full out damage, go hollow point. If you want to just sit back, shoot walls, take people out for a surprise, go armor piercing. Alright, so my final and last tip. To some people, this might sound completely common sense or utterly stupid. It's don't count. You don't get anything. You don't gain anything from camping. I've seen so many new players sit in corners, sit in top high buildings, and they go like 6 kills in one match. You don't get anything. You don't get experience. You don't get score. Score, more experience. You're not gonna do anything. You're not gonna move anywhere. You're not gonna get kills. But I would rather you move around contribute to the objective or at least get some kills. Because I don't play OBJ personally. But that's me. It works for me because I go for kills. Some people go for objective. My friend Matico, he's 460. Completely insane. I've seen him gotten 30,000 score in one match. Just by playing kills and OBJ. I play more kills than him. He plays more OBJ and kills combined. Well, I can sometimes get 12,000. I've got 20,000 now. I think once or twice. Been a while, but rarely ever happens. So that's all for this. I have no other tips. You could, I guess, leave comments about like saying what else I could add. I don't know. It's like midnight, I'm guessing. This could be a wild edit. I hope it turns out good. Thanks for watching.